Sweet and cozy night, and you are here by my side. Bells are ringing and the time is right to celebrate this Christmas. We're gonna have some fun. Merry Christmas to everyone. So everybody gather round and sing with me. Yeah, it's Christmas, joyful Christmas. Hang out Christmas lights. Let's celebrate tonight. Fairy lights, they shine so bright. We share this very special night. Close your eyes, make all your dreams come true. What a joyful Christmas. We're gonna have some fun. Merry Christmas to everyone. Now everybody gather round and sing with me. Well, it's Christmas, very joyful Christmas. Hang up Christmas light. Ooh, let's celebrate tonight. If you feel alone, don't hide.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the Viking Nation Live. What's up, Lowndes County? Welcome to our weekly celebration of the Lowndes community and our expanded show tonight. And you'll understand what I'm talking about in a few minutes when I have our guest on the screen. We're going to talk about some other programs in South Georgia tonight. So whether you're a Viking or some of these other schools in this area, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. So Merry Christmas to everyone and welcome to the Viking Nation Live. I'm your host, Larry Godwin. Joining me on tonight's Superfan panel is longtime Superfan Chase Garnto. Ahmad Rashad is going to join us a little bit later on. And we have a guest tonight that is no stranger to you guys. He's been on many, many times before, but it's been a while. So you may not recognize his face. Some of you new viewers out there may not know who he is. He is the one, the only Thomas County Central Superfan Cole Moore. So we'll welcome the Superfan panel to the show in a couple of minutes. Before we get going, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. Last time we'll thank them for the year, since you guys know by now, this is our last show of the year. And so, our staff, as small as it is, still deserves a break, spend some time with their families. So we're going to honor that commitment to their family. And we're going to we're actually going to take a couple of months off just to recharge our batteries. It's the slow season for football. And so we'll still do updates on our Facebook page, the Viking Nation Live, about Lowndes basketball and all the things happening in Lowndes athletics. So be sure to still stay tuned to our Facebook page, because we're going to, as soon as the remainder of the football schedule is finalized, we'll publish that so we can all talk about that as well. Because no, I'm not going to talk about specifics or details of the schedule, but it's coming. It's coming. We're very I think the program is very, very close to releasing that. So we'll see how that turns out. So anyway, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors. let's go ahead and do this. Thank you so much to Pepsi of Valdosta, the distributors of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Rockstar, Mountain Dew Energy, Mountain Dew Spark, and everything Pepsi related. Thank you so much to Pepsi of Valdosta. Thank you to Kyle Conger at White Oak Investment. If you guys need some year-end advice or heading into the new year, you need to get with a financial planner or advisor for your as part of your New Year's resolution. Give Kyle a call at White Oak Investment 229-850-8848. Thank you so much to Tim Neesmith. Tim has been a long-time friend of the show, sponsor of this program. He owns a company called A Shade of Perfection, where they customize shades and blinds to make your home beautiful or your business beautiful. So if you have a need for that product and service, give Tim a call at 229-251-3479. You can reach him on his website at shadeofperfection.com. Thank you to these guys, the Migraine and Spine Clinic of Valdosta. They are your certified headache medicine specialist. You know, Josh Batson and Justin Haskin, they've been doing this for a while now, offering a variety of migraine and back pain treatments. So if you have the need for that service, you're in some pain, you want some relief, give these guys a call. That's the Migraine and Spine Clinic of Valdosta. Thank you to Chandler Kudik, who continues to keep our pool and a lot of pools across South Georgia and North Florida looking beautiful, even in the winter months, by keeping it clean and refreshed. Give Chandler a call at Aquaworks Pool Company. That's 229-415-0752. Thank you to these guys, Tony Green and Trey Hatcher. They own a company called Imperial Auto Sales, where they offer some great cars, great trucks if you're in the market for a truck. They have two great locations to service your needs. One is 1410 North Ashley Street there in Valdosta. The other is 1600 Bay Tree Road. That's pretty close to the mall. So give these guys a call. That's Tony Green and Trey Hatcher at Imperial Auto Sales. You can reach them on their website at imperialautosales.com if you wish. And thank you finally to Jason Castleberry. He owns a company called Case Tree Services, where he specializes in removing trees, unwanted trees. Believe it or not, sometimes they're a nuisance and they got to come down. So if you're in the need for that service, give Jason a call. He does a fantastic job, he and his crew. And if you mention this ad, you can get free stump grinding with any tree removal. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. We look forward to doing business with you in the coming new year. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the topics of the day. Let me go ahead and give you a quick update around the nation. So some of the athletic programs around Lowndes that we don't talk very much about because we either don't know about them or we just don't attend there, because I'm a football guy. And a lot of guys on this program are football guys. Sometimes we bring on baseball and basketball guys, but no one ever talks about some of the other programs that are just as important to the Lowndes community. And one of those programs is the Lowndes cross country team. They recently had their end of year banquet. Here's are some of the honors that they handed out. Outstanding Freshman of the Year, Kelsey Herndon and Atlas Avila. Most Improved, Valerie Roberts and Michael Gemma. I think it's Michael Gemma or Michael Gemma. Please forgive me for that pronunciation. Who had the most desire in cross country? Ashlyn Myers and Hogan Wright. The Comeback Kid, Jack Sorensen. The Academic Award, Ava Cox and Isaac Chambers. The Coaches Award winner, Ashley Arizmendi and Isaac Chambers. The Most Valuable Runner, Kendall Johnson and Toshia Bass. And the Milestone Award goes to Hogan Wright and Isaac Chambers. Congratulations to all these fantastic student athletes that are a member of the Lowndes cross country team. So thank you so much to all you do, not just the football program, but all the Lowndes athletes across One Lowndes. Thank you so much. All right, so let's talk about the National Signing Day that we just got through. I think it was yesterday. So there were a handful of Lowndes seniors that signed their national letters of intent to continue their football career at the collegiate level. Those are Romeo Hampton, Georgia Military College, Marlon Evans Jr., Georgia Military College, Jakari Smoke Fleming, Eastern Illinois University, Weston Edwards, Florida State University. That's Chase's team. And so we'll get Chase on the screen here in a couple minutes. Daniel Jones, big DJ Jones, going to Coastal Carolina And the big man himself, Grant Lasky, is off to UNC Charlotte. So we got a few more months with these fine student athletes, but they've signed their letters of intent yesterday, and they'll be off to their respective colleges unless they early enroll. I'm not sure. I should have checked on that. So, but regardless, congratulations to all these stellar athletes. Thank you so much for the 4 years that you gave us wearing the crimson and white on the Lowndes football field, and we appreciate every single one of you. All right, so let me go ahead and bring in our super fan panel. Chase, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, LG. What's up, Viking Nation?
Listen, man, it's been a stellar year in some ways, a challenging year in others, but it's got to make you feel good. Weston Edwards going to your school, Florida State.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Long snappers are valuable, man. They're the difference between a jacked up punt and getting it off and flipping the field. So,
dude, you hear that? How that went down?
What, with Weston? No, I didn't.
Check this out. So, I thought he was going to sign with South Florida. And a lot of people, because all the graphics were done for the signing day, that kind of stuff. The dude, the way it's told to me, the dude gets a call at 11 o'clock the night before he signs from Mike Norvell and says, "We want you at Florida State." And so he makes a phone call to Lowndes coach, say, "Sorry, coach, but my dream school just called, so I'm going to Florida State." What a great
that's huge for him, because his dad, and I've known his dad for years, since them boys were little, and he is probably one of the biggest Florida State fans you'll ever meet. So I'm sure his dad was over the moon.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and bring in some other super fans here. Armand, how are you, buddy?
I'm all right, man. I was getting nervous. You kept me backstage a little bit longer than I wanted to be, but it's all right. It's all right. Guess what I get for being late?
Don't read anything into that, man. Don't read anything there. Listen, Chase will tell you, and Cole as well. If I'm going to put you in the penalty box, I'm going to have you on screen and announce it to everybody.
Yeah.
All right. I can take that.
All right, let me go ahead and bring in other super fans. Thomas County Central. Welcome back to the program, Cole Moore. How are you, buddy?
Doing good,
Look at
man.
you flexing, man, after a state championship over there in Thomasville. The man flexing on the program tonight.
Man, it feels pretty good, man. It feels pretty good to be back on with all my friends over there in Lowndes County. Much respect.
Listen, man. Listen,
and I enjoyed hearing that story from Chase about. I always enjoy hearing the kids about the kids. Weston Edwards. I don't know the kid, but that's got to be a man. I'm not a Noel, and anybody that knows me, knows I'm not. But that's a great story, and congratulations to that young man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So anyway, well, let's go ahead and throw out some questions here for you guys. And Cole, I'm going to make this, some of this talk is going to be about Lowndes, and that's to be expected. You can chime in if you like. Other questions are going to be right up your alley, and I think you'll be able to figure out the one. So since it's the end of the year show, you see this on news broadcast all the time where they name the best performer over here, the worst performer, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of in the line of what we're talking about tonight. So let me throw this out there, specifically to Chase and Armand. Okay, guys, what was the best moment in Lowndes football let's just not limit it to Lowndes football, since we're talking about Lowndes athletics. What was the best moment in Lowndes athletics in 2023?
It's a couple of them.
Well, let me throw out one. Because I know I'm catching you off kind of on the spot here, putting you on the spot. So let me throw out one to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. The best moment to me is, I think it was May 17th in Truist Park, when the Lowndes baseball team took down the Parkview Panthers to win a state championship. First one in a long, long time for Lowndes baseball, right? So it brought a lot of pride back to the Lowndes baseball program. So hats off to Ryan Page, the Lowndes baseball coach. Then he followed that up with a coach of the year honors, Georgia statewide. And one of his assistants, Matt Stewart, was also recognized as assistant coach of the year statewide. So fantastic moment of pride for the entire Lowndes baseball community.
Yeah, I was going to point to that one too, and that one made it kind of a little extra special for me because the kid who was actually pitching in that game was Caleb Thornton.
Yeah.
I've known Caleb since he was in the 6th grade. I used to coach that kid in basketball, man. He's from a phenomenal family. I still talk to him and his dad. Just a great young man, and that was kind of the icing on the cake because early on in his baseball career, he tore both his ACLs.
I remember that well.
So he just to see that kid battle back and be on that mound in that game in that big situation was just, man, it was stellar.
Yeah. Yeah. The Godwins and the Thorntons go way, way back as well. So I was glad. I was a proud moment to see Caleb on that mound. And as soon as that game was over, I texted his dad, Rusty. I was like, man, congrats. You got to be over the moon right now. So very, very proud moment. Armand, what you got, man?
Of course, the baseball, I was super duper proud. You know, of them fly boys out there on the mound. But also, I would say track and field, Kendall Johnson.
There you go.
Kendall Johnson, granddaughter of the great legendary defensive line coach Hiram Johnson. Dad Dwayne, who started at quarterback for Lowndes from, I want to say, up until 96. I want to say 95 season. He was senior quarterback then. She performed. She performed. In fact, the entire Lowndes track and field team, whether boys and girls, made it to state. I think Tate Snellgrove was on that team. That won the state championship. So yeah, man, those guys was out there performing, and the times they were posting was like it. They were just short of Olympic qualifying time.
Yeah,
those athletes out there, they're doing some good stuff out there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let me throw out the next question for you. That's kind of dovetails into what we just talked about, transitioning into our next topic. I'm gonna throw this one, and I know already what Cole's gonna say, so I'm gonna give him first shot at this. So Cole, that's a question that's related to the best moment. I'm gonna give you the first crack at this question. What was the most inspiring story for you this year?
I could go on and on. There were so many things that happened. We knew this team at Thomas County Central was different coming into the season. I didn't know how special they were. We lost Sam Brown, who broke Charlie Ward's passing record at Thomas County Central. So we have a sophomore quarterback in. But if there's one moment that steps out to me and just the never say never. It was a 4th and 10, I think it was, against Lee County. All right.
Man, you getting specific here. 4th and 10.
4th and 10, ball game on the line. We make the stop. Quarterback they fake it to whoever, Usmani Kromah. Fake it, and quarterback has wide open. And we have a safety from all the way on the left side of the field that makes a tackle. Lee County comes up a yard short. I mean, we can go there. I can go to Rome game, the fumble that we forced. Drew Renault, 4 for 4 on field goals against Rome in Rome. 13 of our 19 points. It's just the fan support. I mean, that's up there. If you watched a Central game online, or if you heard about the horns, and it's just phenomenal. I sat back and watched this, and when I had the opportunity to move down here 4 or 5 years ago, and I remember being at that game 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Benedictine beat Thomas County Central 59-0 in the first
and that was
round.
3 years ago.
And that was 2 classifications lower. Let's fast forward 2 years ago. Two years later, Thomas County Central was the 6A state champs. Whoa. Just boom.
That's pretty inspiring. I got to admit.
But I will say this. It doesn't happen without the amazing fan support, the fans and the parents that are willing to feed these kids at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. the Sunday mornings, the missing time from our family to make sure these kids know that we love them. So, like, I mean, I could go on and on about the team. I just remember we sat here. I mean, it wasn't on this show, but you told me to sell you.
I remember.
Justin Rogers.
Hold on. Time out. Let me bring Chase and Armand up to speed because this was before their time. Guys, I used to have a segment on the show called the Hot Seat, right? And I rolled it out and put Cole on the spot and really didn't tell him, kind of give me any warning. And so basically, you know, he was on fire for Thomas County Central. Justin Rogers had just become the head coach, that kind of stuff. So he was on the show one night, and Armand, I threw a timer up on the screen, a 3-minute timer, and said, Cole, I'm going to give you a challenge as part of the LG's Hot Seat tonight. You got 3 minutes, and we're going to see it count down on the screen. You got to sell us on Thomas County Central and why this program has turned the corner and headed back to greatness. And he sold us hard for 3 minutes. Half the audience said you're full of it. Half the audience bought it. But here we are 2 years later, and they're state champs.
Well, it's kind of hard to say anything when your head coach is 27-1 with a state championship to his name right now.
I hear you. That's pretty inspiring. Chase, yeah. Can you think what was your most inspiring moment of 2023?
Man, it's kind of
listen, I'm gonna make it easy for you. It doesn't have to be related to Lowndes athletics.
No.
Honestly, I'd probably have to say the way Florida State battled after Jordan Travis broke his ankle.
Okay.
Honestly, the way that bunch come together, and I just dude, it was like they just played like their head was on fire. The rest of the season.
You know, Florida State has really that entire state. Well, I shouldn't say the state. If you are a Florida State fan in the state of Florida, including the administration on down, that has the way FSU was treated after that whole ordeal with the playoff committee. It's really brought that football community together, man. That whole organization together. And I understand there's a board of trustees meeting tomorrow in Tallahassee for Florida State University, and I think, you know, the rumors are they're going to use that as a springboard to try to take legal action against the ACC to get released from the ACC.
Yeah.
That's pretty inspiring to me when a community comes together like that.
That's the rumor from the boosters as well. I know a few of them personally. I'm not going to name them, but I do know a few of them, big money boosters, and they want out of the ACC something bad, and they're pretty much willing to pay whatever to get out.
Yeah.
But don't come to the SEC.
You know, did you know there is a local big money Florida State booster that you all know? You know that? Did you guys know that Bubba Price is a big money Florida State University booster? Y'all don't tell him I spilled the beans.
Big money.
Y'all don't tell him I spilled the beans on that. Bubba Price, big money Florida State booster.
Big money Price.
Big money Price. So I'm gonna start calling him Big Money.
Bubba Big Money Price. I like
That's right. So whenever I can take a chance to make fun of my good buddy Bubba Price, I take a shot at it.
Take us to the promised land, Big Money.
That's right. Armand, what you got, man?
I guess when you invited me to the show as a super fan, that was my most inspiring moment.
All right. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I like it.
Hey, listen, you have Chase. I'm sure you agree. Armand has brought it every single week. He's earned his keep, and so, man, we're glad to have you. You have been a welcome addition to the program. That's for sure.
Thanks. But honestly, like I really didn't. I'm really trying to think. I've been thinking, trying to see, and I don't have one.
Okay.
I really don't have one.
That's okay. It takes a lot to inspire you. I understand.
Well, let me tell you this. You know, after 2 back-to-back state national championships that my dogs got, it's, I just kind of took this season.
Hold on. Wait, Armand.
Yeah.
Cole is a big Florida Gator fan. Chase is a big Florida State fan. Both of them are very envious of our Georgia Dogs. Say that last part again. Out loud.
No, we ain't.
I ain't
No, we
envious now. Hold on now.
We ain't. Don't even
I
get
ain't
me.
envious now. Hey,
Back
we've been rolling this thing. Hey, we've been rolling this thing in Florida for a while now.
Say it
I'm
again,
finna say,
Armand. Back
we
to
got national
back.
championships.
We done
y'all.
got our
Come on, bro.
championship.
We done got ours.
Wait, back to back national championship. Did you know? Ever since they tossed the shoe, you remember that LSU game, Cole? I'm pretty sure you remember that when they tossed the shoe and they lost that LSU game. You know, Florida ain't been the same ever since. You know, I'm just saying it's the curse. Y'all gotta go get that man his shoe and give him.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Tell him he's sorry, and then maybe Sunshine
Unfortunately,
Billy
I was there for that one, and I remember it was like slow mo when I seen him. I seen him do this, and I'm like, no.
Wow.
That's funny stuff. Okay, so here's my most inspiring moment. It's actually it's not really just one moment. It's 3 programs, and I'm going to explain to you why. Coffee County won their first state championship in football ever. Thomas County Central has returned to the promised land of state championships after a long drought, dating all the way back to the 90s when Big Ed Pilcher was there. And then finally, a program that we don't talk about any on this program, the Perry Panthers, won their first state championship ever after being doormats in high school football for a long, long time. New head coach Kevin Smith enters the program, challenges his program, really restores pride in the Panther program, and goes on to win a state championship for Perry. To me, those are very inspiring stories for those 3 communities.
I got one more. I got one more for you.
Okay.
How about the Valwood Valiants beating up and stomping down
There you go.
JMA in the state title? Them boys, man, look, I don't know if y'all watch that game or seen any of the film from that game. JMA was huge. I mean, they were massive. They outweighed players. Some of them probably outweighed Valwood's players by 200 pounds.
Yeah. Listen.
And Valwood just went in there and curb stomped them boys.
And from what I understand, John Millage is the best high school football team to ever walk the planet.
If you ask JKH, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go different. I wanted to add one thing, and it's not the Central. I think I mentioned to LG about it. Kevin Smith of Perry spent his time 24 years as an assistant coach. He had opportunities, said, no, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. Was an assistant under Coach Nix for years at Northside, and just faithful. And you got to love like Cinderella stories, right? I mean, I'm a sports guy, and I love to hear these types of stories. Mike Coe, Coffee County, is so hard to believe how good they've been in past years that they had never won a state title. They get over the hump. And my boy Justin Rogers, who I was the only one saying he's elite. But like I told Colquitt fans, hey, another man's trash may be another man's treasure. So he's going
Cole. Hey, Cole, I got a question for you. See how you talking about Justin Rogers. I got a question. How y'all passing game look over there, bro?
It's all right.
Y'all actually have one though, right?
Yeah.
Man.
But I will say that this year was different than a normal Justin Rogers team. He went to his strengths. All right, we had a sophomore quarterback, but our running game and our offensive line throughout the season, you've seen the quarterback actually grow up. The state championship game, I think it wasn't crazy. He was 6 for 8 for 139 yards, and then he had like 115 on the ground. Anyways, he accounted for 5 touchdowns altogether. As a coaching staff, I will say this, and I know what you're getting at, and you're not fitting to trap me into other programs' business. All right? You have to go on your strengths, but you do have to have a passing game to keep them honest. But
Cole,
I know
you
what you're
almost,
doing.
you was right there, man. That clamp was
You
ready
almost caved me in.
Chase,
What?
come on, man. This is the season of perpetual hope. So let's just
Hey,
keep it. Let's keep it above the line.
I had to see if Cole would walk into that one.
I come close, but y'all ain't gonna have me all of Viking Nation on my head like that.
All right, so what was the most? I'm gonna ask and answer this question and see if you guys agree with me. The most celebrated moment statewide this year was when the state title games returned to Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
Can everybody agree on that? Probably the most celebrated moment in high school football.
It needed to be. It needed to be.
Yes.
I mean,
that much
you
needed.
got to give these kids some of these high school kids may never play again. They may never go to college. This could be their last opportunity. What better opportunity to play in a state championship game in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is a beautiful stadium. All right.
Yeah, it really is.
No offense to Georgia State's little old school Turner Field crap they got going on over there. Let the kids have fun.
That's right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who wants the state championship to be hosted by the?
Yes, I agree with that.
Oh, I agree.
Because
yes,
and the reason why I say this, when I was in school, we played at the Dome for the semifinals.
Yeah.
Correct.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was like, honestly, it's like 2 days of good football. But I just think it's something special about winning a state championship in your home stadium. Like, that's just me. And I get it. They do it. They got the Georgia Public TV.
Well, I mean, they could have brung it down. That's fine. You could have brung it down to where GPB could host these type games. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you because I played in a time frame. I was one of the last folks that I know it don't seem that long to me, but it's been a while since I graduated high school now. But I was one of the last people that played in the semifinals up there in the Georgia Dome. And you know, a lot of South Georgia teams, man, this is how we make our money. Hotels, restaurants. That's for us.
Well, you're assuming that the game comes back to Thomasville to do that. What if it was played at Woodward Academy? Would you feel the same?
I mean, that's part of it, though, LG.
Yeah.
Listen, I actually will make this unanimous. I would love to see the title game move back to the home stadiums, but I can also understand the other side of it as well, because there is a case to be made for the title game to be played on a neutral field, right?
I agree with that.
And if you're going to have it on a neutral field, you might as well have it on the biggest stage of all, like Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Now, if they kept it, if they couldn't put it back in the dome and they kept it outdoors, yeah, they should move it back to the home stadiums. But if they're going to put it indoors, then Mercedes-Benz is a perfect venue for it.
When was it, LG? Was it last year or the year before when that huge fog come through and these teams couldn't even pass because they couldn't see? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was awful. I think it was last year.
Now I am a fan of that, but I mean I get it either way. But
Now here is the number one reason why they will never return back to the home stadiums. Let me give you the attendance figures.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So in 2019, the state championship games totaled in attendance 28,011 fans. 2020, it went up to 24,476. 2021, they started to see a decline, 22,631. Now, last year, it did have a jump up to 40,462. But moving it back to Mercedes-Benz this year, I mean, it took an astronomical jump up to 50,622 games.
Hey, hold on, LG.
22 fans, I should say.
Them South Georgia teams packed out now.
Yeah, now that is a big part of it.
Now you want to talk
no
about
doubt. That's a huge part of it.
You talk about coffee. You talk about Thomas County Central and Perry. I know they said Thomas County Central sold over 10,000 tickets.
Yeah, and don't forget Pierce County as well.
Pierce County, they brung everybody in Blackshear, even the officers. The gas station workers,
They shut Blackshear down, bro. Blackshear
Listen,
was shut
if
down.
you wanted to commit a crime in Blackshear, that was the day to do it. There was nobody in Blackshear.
You should have went and robbed bank.
There wasn't nobody there. It was a total blackout. They were done.
I don't even know if they got banks in Blackshear, but that was the time you should have went after.
We used to say that about the Lounge Valdosta game too. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, y'all be packed. Y'all be packing it out there.
All right, so guys, what is the most under the radar story of 2020 in your minds? I'm going to lead us off. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to think about it. The most under the radar story, meaning that it was a big story, but people didn't talk about it very much. I just got this text from a buddy asking about Cole. Cole, I'll tell you what he said afterward.
Oh,
all right, Chase, you got something? What was the most under the radar story in 2023?
I mean, I was gonna say how much Nick Saban paid the refs, but I mean,
I'm cool with it.
All right, so here is to me, here's the most underrated story that got a little bit of headlines, but it quickly went away. Now, we talked about it a good bit on this show, but I'm talking about statewide. Hardly anybody talked about it other than a couple of days, and that was the legalization, if you will, of NIL in high school
went
athletics.
Under the radar.
Yeah, in high school athletics, the signing of NIL in Georgia high school. So, I was talking to someone earlier today about this, and we were throwing ideas back and forth about how this would affect, or if at all, high school athletics. And people naturally turn to football because it's usually the biggest sport, gets the most attention. So we started brainstorming, like, how in the world is this ever going to affect high school football? Because we can't see a situation where you got a local, let's say, car dealership or other business shells out a lot of advertising money for a high school kid to pitch their product. So is there really that big of a demand at the local level? So
things really didn't change much, LG, really. It really wasn't a big deal. I mean, we made it a big deal in social media for a couple of days, and then it kind of just went,
yeah. All right. So in LG fashion, I'm going to think out of the box and throw a couple of scenarios at you, and then you're going to say, oh, yeah, that could happen. So before I get there, what do you guys think? Do you, Chase, Armand, do you think NIL is really going to affect high school athletics?
I think. Go ahead.
On a very minute scale.
Okay.
You're going to have like a generational talent for it to affect it, like LeBron James, right? Okay. Think about LeBron when he was in high school. That would have a big NIL draw. The Juju kid, seems like he's going to be a generational talent. So for those, yes. However, how many boosters are going to pay $300,000 in the state of Georgia to make a bona fide move to get a kid?
Well,
not many. No.
LG, remember, we're talking about Juju. Remember the Carrollton buses I sent you? Hold on, my daughter. The buses that Carrollton had, man, if you still have the picture, send it to Chase. If I find it, Chase, I'll send it to you, but y'all share it with Armand. Look, it is unbelievable the type of money Carrollton has. It looks like a mini college. Their stadium looks like a mini college. So
what Cole's talking about is a customized charter bus. And I think they have more than one. Each charter bus can run you anywhere from $400,000 to $700,000.
Yeah, and these were not no bull like.
Oh no, these were
things
nice.
Were nice. It had the Carrollton Trojan on the back of the headrest. It was like, whoa, hold on now. Where are we at? High school? Are we? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for it. Give the kids something they can be proud of. But hold on now. Some of these smaller colleges ain't got what these kids are getting.
All right. So
Well,
Chase,
I could see. You got to remember, NIL is basically just advertising. So
Sure.
if you've got a catchy, talent that's, kind of like, I'll use a prime example this year. Smoke Fleming. All right.
Yeah.
Catchy nickname. And Smoke's my boy. I'll use him as an example. Like you got a player that carries the nickname Smoke, running back, extremely fast kid, great player. If you had a car dealership or something like that, you could probably twist that up, put some flavor on it for an advertisement. You can
that would be awesome.
You could do
All
something like that. I'm sure Cass Birch would have been a phenomenal advertisement using Smoke Fleming, but
so let me give you a couple of scenarios. Throw it out there. Okay. First scenario, and this is keeping in line with the bona fide move rule. Okay, because that still applies even if a kid gets in an NIL deal at high school level. So they still have to abide by the bona fide rule, bona fide move rule. Remember that rule where the entire family has to move to the community? So one of the biggest challenges sometimes can be housing, right? Especially if you are financially challenged family, but you got a superstar athlete stud in the family, right? That could demand a lot of attention. So here's how potentially it could work. So let's say you have a home builder in an area, okay, and they start building a nice subdivision, that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden, this superstar athlete shows up in the community that is thinking about transferring, right? But they can't find a place to live, they can't afford it, that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden, this home builder sponsors the kid in an NIL deal that lets him and his family move into a house that he's already built rent free for the next 3 years, as long as he's at the program.
Can I say something, Larry?
Yes, sir.
That's already happened.
But now it's legal.
Yeah, but it's already happened. And,
it's been going on.
That's been going on.
Yeah.
But it's already happened. It's probably still happening. But like I said, I don't think it's going to affect high school football on a whole. I just don't. Like, you gonna bank all that money on the freshman? Like most people won't.
Armand, have you seen how much money these boosters throw into a football? Cole just gave you an example that Carrollton just spent $500,000 on a bus.
on a bus for the team.
That's right.
But for the team, I'm pretty sure they use those buses and whatnot, but I don't think they'll invest all that money into one player. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But
so
see,
here's
let's say if we got 5, all right, let's just use that for an example. Say I got 5 kids.
Yeah.
If you're in Thomasville, you got all that old money, right? You got all this old money laying around Thomasville, and you're in the county, and you want to get paid, or you at Thomasville. The biggest thing I'm worried about would be city and county, like Valdosta and Lowndes or Thomas County Extension, Thomasville. Let's say Central's up here, Thomasville's like way down here somewhere, like on the floor somewhere. And they got this athlete that's really good, all right? So
Cole is really good at sneaking in shots.
Like,
yes.
like that running back is really good, and I can say, hey, such and such. I can come up to you and say, hey, such and such wants, just get your paperwork right. We got a house in the county, in Barwick or Meigs or Coolidge or Boston. We're gonna set you up. That's all you got to do is move. We're gonna get you this. We'll get you this advertisement. What you think gonna happen to that kid? Is that kid gonna want to stay at the bottom level at Thomasville, or is he gonna want to come over to the county?
No, he's gonna come over to the county.
Yeah.
So let me give you another scenario. Let's say you have a county that has just one high school in it, okay? But they've got a very active business community that loves to throw money at their football, baseball, basketball program, right? And they really want to win a state championship. So you have a couple of car dealerships get together on their own to sponsor an NIL deal. Now, when we take it one step further, they actually advertise it and let it be known statewide that they're offering this deal to any kid, and all you have to do is apply to their dealership, their collective, if you will. And if you get approved, they'll move you down. They'll set you up with a car. They'll give you an NIL stipend, that kind of stuff, as long as they don't do it in conjunction with the football program or the basketball program, whatever. There's not a thing that the GHSA can do about it.
I ain't gonna throw no shade, but I'm gonna throw some shade, and LG will know who I'm throwing the shade at. And it ain't Lowndes, it ain't Valdosta. But if you are one school town and you got this opportunity, there is no reason that you should be at the bottom. You should be able to do whatever you got. You should have all the support you need from your businesses. You get what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
Colquitt, Tifton, all these Tifton. You should have.
Oh my gosh, man! Why you want to take a shot at Tifton tonight?
Oh, I already knew where he was going.
Me
I already
too.
knew where he was going.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
You should have an opportunity. But hey, some schools just don't take certain things serious.
You know, I was thinking the same thing, Cole. I know Colquitt kind of do anything to keep winning state.
But look at Colquitt.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
Colquitt even pay to win a national title. I mean, I'm just saying.
No,
I mean,
wait. Yeah, y'all don't go down that road. Y'all don't go down that trail. You don't know that. You don't know that.
I do.
Lord.
Me and Cole, been, oh, bro.
Man, look.
Oh, hold on one second. Hold on, Cole. The previous super fans have been removed from the program for saying something that may or may not represent the views of the Viking Nation. So they've been put in the penalty box for a couple of minutes. Just so.
Yo, I didn't do it.
Listen,
you guys gonna get me in trouble, man.
Hey, I'm just glad it wasn't me this time. Usually I'm the one that gets in trouble.
okay, well let me retract my statement. Allegedly, Colquitt County would do anything.
Oh my gosh, you guys crazy.
At least that's what I heard. I don't know.
But
But you
that's just
see,
my opinion.
the two scenarios that I throw out there are realistic scenarios, and I guarantee it's flying underneath the radar right now because most fans think that there's no way this is going to affect the local high school level. But I promise you, across the state right now, over the next 12 to 18 months, there are going to be individuals that are going to try to figure out creative ways to use this and manipulate the NIL to take advantage of it.
I think it's really going to take real solid hits in the Metro Atlanta area.
Could be.
It's going to allow.
Well, I don't think you're going to. Well, I like you, Chase, but I don't think you're going to see the multiple great teams in the Atlanta area. I think you're going to see things kind of move around where, Buford's been so good, and not saying Buford's doing anything illegal because I don't want to get you in trouble either, LG. I don't want the Atlanta area to come after me. But I'm just saying that I think you'll see more. I mean, we have parity in high school football right now. I think parity is at its best right now in the state of Georgia. But I think, all that talent where they get all the looks up in Atlanta, unless you're a 4 or 5 star down here in South Georgia.
Yeah.
I think you'll see more parity in things like that. I don't think you'll see the one dominant team in Atlanta like you used to.
Well, let's talk about that dominant team. 2 years ago, was it 2 years? I can't remember how long ago when Buford joined 7A. I think the consensus, Cole, because you were on the show at the time, I think the consensus was Buford's going to run away with this thing, right? But I made the argument at the time that 7A is a different animal because there's so many more athletes that are so good, especially in the metro Atlanta area. Then you throw in the perennial powerhouses down here. 7A is just a different animal. And I didn't think Buford was going to run away with anything. Does it surprise you that Buford did not win a state title in the highest classification, 7A?
No.
Okay, we got differing opinions. Armand, you say you're not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised. Buford, for all their work, they've been a good team, a great team since they've forever. It's different. It's different. You got more depth. You got more size. Coming up, it's just more of the athletes. Not saying they don't have the size at the lower levels, or the lower classifications, not levels, but you got more size as far as depth wise and more talent depth wise. That's why I wasn't concerned. I thought Buford was not playing on a level playing field as before. So now the teams have just as much talent as they have.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'll go this way. I'm leaning towards it. Did not surprise me. I'm gonna take you back their last 2 state championships. A fumble against Lee County.
True.
All right. That if he holds on to the ball, his momentum's carrying him in the end zone.
Man, I was standing right there on the sideline in front of who was the running back? It was Juju Lewis. No, not Juju Lewis. It was
McDowell.
McDowell. That's right. So man, it was basically a walk-in touchdown. And he's going through the crowd and someone swipes the ball. He didn't have it tucked away well, and it came right out. Buford jumps on it to preserve the state championship because Lee County is about to win that thing with a walk-in touchdown.
Then Langston Hughes. The only reason Langston Hughes does not beat Buford is because they had not attempted a field goal the whole year.
Yeah.
And was put in a position where they had to kick a field goal to win the ball game. And I say all that, is 6A tough? Yes. I think 6A is tough. And I think 6A is tougher this year than it was in those years.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to say they're better than 7A? No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to start that can of worms. And I'm not going to say I'm going to choose 6A over 7A. But it did not surprise me that Buford could not get it done, because when you start talking about the Waltons and the Park Views and those type caliber teams, and you can add a 5-star. I mean, Buford, y'all fail to realize Buford had that same type of talent against Lee County and Langston Hughes. They had that same, and it ain't went away. Their backup running backs who got 2 carries a game were 4-stars. You know what I'm saying? Buford had the talent. So it did not shock me. But 7A is parity, man. I mean, look, it's so tough to win in 7A, and it's so tough to be consistent and be a powerhouse in 7A.
Yeah.
Can I just echo that sentiment? Like, in my opinion, you have, regardless of classifications, you get a special group of kids that, regardless of any classifications. And Cole, this is going to I think this will make you smile what I'm about to say. When Joe Burns back in 95, 96, and 97, Thomas County Central was 3A. I guarantee you Thomas County Central probably would have been a favorite over every, I would say about 95% of 4A, which was the highest classification team.
Well, them guys was different. I encourage y'all, if y'all ever want to go watch some film on some hard-hitting jokers, Ed Pilcher had them jokers. I mean, they're on a different level. And you're right. That's like Central's defense. A lot of people are saying that's a special group over there to do what we've done this year. But 7A is tough, man. I mean, I'm talking, Lowndes has been a premier. I mean, you want to talk about a brand, since at least the early 2000s. You talk about a brand. You in South Georgia in the highest classification, you do look at Lowndes. They set the bar high. Randy McPherson and his group, he set the bar high to where they were consistently. No, you're not going to win a state every year, but when you come to play Lowndes, especially at the Concrete Palace, you gonna know you played Lounge. And if
Man, you are singing some music to our ears tonight.
so,
Say it
and
again. We love it.
I mean, and this is a guy who played against Lounge, so I do know what it feels like on a Saturday morning to wake up and all you want to do is be in an ice bath all day. I do know what it feels like, and so it's tough to stay consistent. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on. And look, man, I would say this: keep the faith, and community support is very important. I'm gonna tell you, I've seen it firsthand this year. I've never
Cole,
seen.
let me ask you, Cole. Let me ask you something about it, and I'll get the other two panelists to chime in as well. It's the age old question: which comes first, the chicken or the egg? As far as community support goes, which happens first? The community goes all in first, or the coach reaches out to the community first?
Well, the community has to believe in your guy, right? I think that's the first thing. Am I going to say we all bought in right away? No. But last year, I will say this. When Central was down 28-21, it's crazy how I remember some of this stuff. We were down 28-21 heading into the fourth quarter against a very good Houston County team.
Yeah.
We ended up scoring the next 28 points and shut them out. And when we won that game, LG, the community wave was different. I mean, packed houses, people buying merchandise. It went all out. And then it transferred over to this year. And Coach Rogers, I'm going to tell you, he pushes the fan base.
Okay.
I want to test you. I want you to be louder. I want y'all to do something different. And the fact is, when you have a community, and I want y'all to hear this, and I've seen this firsthand, when you have a community that is willing to go to war with your head football coach, all right, not all the bull crap, not all the other unnecessary stuff, but if your community will back your head coach, that's where it starts. I'm sorry. I've seen it firsthand, LG. I cannot deny what I've seen with my own eyes. When you start talking about, we never really played a road game, LG. We went to Rome 5 hours away, and we sold out the visiting side.
That's a pretty strong statement right there. You go up to Rome and you don't count that as a road trip. You count it as a home game.
When you have that, your kids feed. We're talking about teenage kids. They feed off that energy. When they see that, think about how tough they're ready to go to war with you.
Yeah.
So you got to support. Support's number one, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Now you got to have the talent too now, but you got to have the support.
Yeah, but what comes first, the support, or you gotta win first?
You got to support, but you do have. I mean, winning helps. I mean, Justin Rogers has went 27 out of 28 games. I mean, when your head coach is just, when you're winning games like that, it helps, no doubt.
We've all heard the expression, winning takes care of everything, right?
Winning
that's not true anymore.
It's not true. Well, sometimes, winning will kickstart excitement.
But if you're just looking on winning, you're putting a Band-Aid over a big wound.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to fix everything. Like Chase, I remember Chase saying, last year, he said, how in the heck did Thomas County Central catch up 20 years in the past just like that? The fan base was hungry. This is a fan base that hadn't really been successful since the 90s.
Yeah.
And do remember, last year was Central's first winning season since 2016. So I'm not saying Lowndes or even a Valdosta has gotten complacent, but when you get to that point, your players feed off of all that instead of being so hungry. Am I making? I'm not trying to throw. I swear, I love my folks at Lowndes County. I mean, they've been good to me. And
are you preaching? Come on.
So, and it's just some of the things that I've seen up There's no way, no matter how much I love Rodgers and I'll go to bat for him, I'd have been lying if I told you, hey, he's going to win 27 out of the next 28 games. He's going to win a state title and back-to-back region titles.
I think what you're saying is basically both have to happen at the same time.
It
Winning
does, but you
and
have
community
to
sport have to happen at the same time.
You have to win, but you have to have that support also to build your program up, right? To build these things up so our kids will have nice things. Now we are still behind as far as facilities and things like that, but it is coming. The indoor is being built, the new weight room is being built. All of this is because of what? Community support with winning.
Yeah. So listen, when I say community sport, you got the core supporters like us, me, Armand, Chase, Wilbur Pelfrey, Tim Neesmith, all these other guys. We love the program. We support the program. But when I say community sport, I'm talking about outside of the core nucleus that's already here. And so I just get the feeling that community-wide, we've lost some support. And I'm just hungry for the entire community to get back to putting its full weight behind the program again.
Is it complacency, LG? Like,
could be.
I mean,
could be.
I'm just asking.
I don't think it's complacency. I think we're spoiled, right?
I agree with that. Your fan base,
like if you think about it, our last losing season was 1994, before last year, right? 1994 was the last time.
I just want to remind our viewers that he said that, and he said that.
Bro, I was 2 years old. That's 29-year difference.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? 94 was the last time we had a losing season. And on both sides, Lions and Valdosta. Valdosta's had all the success in the world, but as fans, you can't be fair weather fans. You have to be able to stick.
Bingo.
We lost Armand. And that wasn't that wasn't me.
Penalty box.
That wasn't me.
So, he went into the penalty box because he talked about Valdosta.
That's funny as well.
And I will say this: Valdosta's decline started whenever their fan base started being complacent and didn't continue to go to games like they had been.
Could be. Yeah. So listen, speaking of complacency, fan bases, that kind of stuff, Brian Spray has this to say about Cole. He says that's a weird looking Tifton logo on Cole's shirt.
I've seen it.
Cole, don't let him do that. Don't let him do that.
Oh, I ain't worried about it. You think I've handled that very well. Like I said,
now, Jeff Fulton brings up a great comment. You guys have probably seen this already. He says that we saw the same with Cook and Coach Slack. Great community sport. I don't think Lowndes coach. Now, I disagree with that part. Jeff, you may not see that, but I think Adam can do a better job reaching out to the community. But he does love the community.
Hold on,
that's out of mind, man.
I'm gonna defend Coach Carter. I'm gonna defend Coach Carter on that statement. Okay.
Okay.
Just a little bit. All right. Coach Carter is interested in the community, and he is getting out in the community, and he is doing different things. He's attending middle school athletics, and he's doing things like that. But he's not going to walk in and announce that he's there.
Yeah.
He's not. That's not who he is. He's going to sit over there in the corner and watch his upcoming talent, because that's what he's there to do. Let's be honest. He's a coach. He's looking at upcoming talent. So he's not going to announce he's there. I saw him at a middle school basketball game. He was sitting over behind the home bench, kind of up in the stands a little bit, off to himself with him and Coach Reese. So
yeah. I don't want to turn this into a Coach Carter does this, Coach Carter does that. He and his family are still new to this community. Now, in general terms, let's say in Berrien County, where I'm from, Berrien had a new coach get hired this year as well, Ken Eldridge. So when I say community support and community outreach, I'm hooked. What are you guys laughing at me talking about burying?
Oh, nothing. I just how I don't know why cow patties come to my head when you said Barron County.
Hey, Cole, I was laughing at you because I saw something
That's
flash
just
across
wrong.
your head, and I was like, "Oh God, what does he mean
Hold
to
up.
say?"
I haven't done this in a long time. I'm gonna put Cole and Chase in the penalty box for that one. You can't be dogging on my Rebels like that. Armand, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these two, man. I just
don't know, man. I don't know. Berrien. When I think of Berrien County, I just it's Berrien County. I don't really think nothing.
All right, all three of them going in the penalty box. Oh, this might be a first time ever for the show. Holy mo! Hold on, this deserves it. I'm just gonna put them take them off the screen in the penalty box. Oh my gosh, what the heck just happened to my show?
Wow.
So Greg Maddox says Berrien, laugh out loud. If Greg was on the screen, I would put him in the penalty box away. So listen, the point I was trying to make.
Wait, they're the Rebels, right? The Berrien County Rebels.
That's right. So when Coach Eldridge gets to Berrien, I think one of the first things that any new coach should do is reach out to the community. Obviously, meet with the Booster Club.
What is there in Barron County to reach out to?
Oh, there's big money in Berrien.
I don't think this has ever happened, but he gets a double penalty.
No, I'll defend LG's Berrien Rebels in Berrien County in that department because there's a lot of old money in Berrien County.
Yeah,
a lot of old money.
Yeah, so you got to do more than just show up at ball games, Chase. You got to actively reach out to, because every community has different factions, right? Like I said before, you've got a core group of supporters. Obviously, you're going to talk to those guys. They're probably already members of the Touchdown Club. But you got these other fans that have been part of the program or been friendly contributors in the past, bought tickets that may not be now. You got to win back everybody, man. And you got to play an active part in it. You got to share your plan with your community so they can have something to latch onto to support, to buy in. Cole.
At a fundraising dinner that's put on by LG and the Viking Nation.
There you go.
Well, I just was looking through the comments, and Georgia coach trainer, I think it is, Lowndes alumni. I'm thinking, no. He makes a good point. Just listen to this. This did happen. He posted about the day after TCC wins the state title. They get on the cheese wagons.
Yeah.
They roll up to Walmart. They're taking pictures with kids. They're bagging groceries. They do the J Sway thing, which they're giving back to the community. So that is another thing where they're looking at and like, man, I really want to support that. They're out here. They just want it all.
Yep.
And
listen,
and that is
Travis says, Travis Hart says, dang LG, you treating them like the committee treated FSU.
Facts. Thank you. Hey, fellow Trav member. Hey, that's my boy right there.
I hate to say it,
oh my God.
I was a part of that committee. Good old Florida Gators never let you down.
But, hey,
good old Florida Gators are 16th on the recruiting trail. That's all I'm going to say, Cole.
We're playing basketball. We're a basketball and baseball school now.
As a matter of fact, I think the SEC should trade FSU for the Florida Gators straight up.
Well, that all depends on how bad Florida State gets beat in the bowl game.
Dude,
boy.
We're running out the scout team, bro. We ain't playing in that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even going to be fair.
No, it ain't even going to be a game.
But I gotta say something too. I remember being in school and getting called to the office, right? And they said, "Hey, did you go to Parker Mathis Elementary?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Okay, you need to go down. You need to be there by 1:00. They're having a pep rally, right?" As a player, hey, you went to Lowndes Middle School. Y'all need to go there. Lowndes Middle School. They're having a pep rally. Y'all should just show up. That's what Coach Miller did, and Coach Miller would take us to these schools. And so what that did, that allowed those young people to say, "Hey, this is our team. We're a part of the team."
Yeah.
So that he got to do stuff like that, man. Like, and
But I also remember what you're talking about, Armand, because at Parker Mathis, Miss West was the absolute biggest Viking fan you will ever meet in your life. Dude, every Friday afternoon at Parker Mathis, it was a huge lounge pep rally. I mean, had the fight song playing, everything, man. It was great.
Yep. And to see the faces on those kids when we walk in there was amazing. They asking for autographs and everything. So that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. If Adam Carter wants to win this community back, win the kids, win those elementary school kids, and then watch them really want to be hungry and play when they get to the middle
The
school.
community will buy in as soon as the kids do.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, listen. If
and
anybody's
you'll see
interested,
it on Friday nights. You'll see it on
if
Friday
anybody
nights.
is watching the show tonight, or maybe in the upcoming days, and you're interested, give me a call. I got about a dozen ways to get this done. I'll just leave it at that.
I like LG's original plan from a few weeks ago. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, listen, we went overtime tonight. I appreciate all of you. I think it's been a very lively show, very fun-filled show, if you will. Armand, I'll give you the last word.
My most inspirational moment of this year, I just thought about it. That was Chase's cornbread. Good Lord, Mike. Seeing that cornbread, that was it. I thought about it.
Man, that's funny.
And listen, now we know, guys. Now we know the look on Armand's face when that light bulb hits. Right, just what we saw on that screen. When that light bulb goes off, we knew it immediately.
It was it.
So anyway, well, guys, listen, it's been a fun year. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in to the show this year. Thank you to all of our super fans, even the ones that are not on the program tonight. I think of guys like Jason Anderson, Billy Pearson, Michael Broadwater, all the coaches that have called in and been a part on the show. Ashley Anders, Adam Carter, Ryan Page, and the basketball coach, soccer coaches, all the players that have been on the show. Thank you so much to making Thursday night a part of your community by being a part of the Viking Nation Live. So with that said, we want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. May God bless you guys, and go Vikings.
Go Vikings.